Atochin chitab kolenjin eng ketesiet noton neichome nebo Kass TV kokituiye tuan ibwat ile eng kila kasitab oeng kemi tuan eng kibagenge en tetutik konoton nebo Ikweny Emet. Ako emetab raini ketindoi toek oeng en studio choton ko neranik kenai kele tos unee ako tos amune sikeboisien neranik en kasarta agetugul komuch kong'em tuyosiek choton chebo bolotet en emet. Kitindoi emetab raini MCA nekitoror kobun county nebo Uasin Gishu inendet kekuren Evelyn Tirop ak kitindoi kora Evans Kiprono ine ko nebo ng'echeret Rift Youth Leadership Network somwoe kole tos amune sikoitet neo nebo neranik ko en nguni kotokeboisien asikomuch kewech kalyet en tuyosiekab bolotet. Akot kounoton ngetau logoiwekab emet chekisibi en betutab raini, kainenyin ko Shadrack Mutai Itagat. Kakobor kaimetab kei meng'ikab Ang'ata Barigoi en Transmara South kosibkei ak nemwoe kole kokobun icheket usisiet kobun ofisaek chebo GSU en operation isuldoen icheket kosibkei ak nemwaat kele miten ofisayat agenge nekikibar kiboriotinik en komosaton en kasarta nekityeme kowek tuga chemwaat kele kakichor en komosatan.
Kondochin Samuel Ang'at ak David Tonui komwa meng'ichoton kole bune ichek nyalilda neo en eunekab ofisaechoton bo GSU chemwaat kele koibokyi en Jumapili ak Jumatatu kokwet nebo Kabusa ak nebo Ng'endalel ak kometechi chechang en meng'ichoton kakotenosiek chetesetai konyoru konyoiset en sipitalisiek.
Kokimwa ole bichu kikamwa kele kikoini sikochobwech akokele nyemetin kochobwech kole titwech kimenye Kenya kandu kikirire kele inam kura asibit itoret Ang'ata yon kikiyoeunen tumine kimakinai Ruto mutyo pole nyoiwek ak kikibe opposite en ele kitokibendi kosot komakinai tun ele kitokyingei amun makomi imanit kikibore kele koiku nenyo kongoi nam ng'echeret ak kiribei kotab kolenjin mising ko Rift Valley ak keng'alal lugait non keng'alal kikokichomu yai isabu chekere ak inai elewekindoi mugulelwekab biikab Ang'ata kot koterektagei asikole Ruto.
Kamwa ichek kora kole koibokyi korik, kanisosiek ak dukosiek ofisaechoton bo ripsetab kalyet ak kobut dukosiek choton ak koib malikwak. Ole kamwa kole kokotestai konyor asenet neo.
Tom keker any tuguk cheu chu kabisa kong'eten en sobenyo. Kobut kanisa ak kobir vyombo. Makingen any kele tesetai ne nguni. Kimi kityo, kimi timi. Makingen kit netesetai kabisa, lagok ko makingen ele mi. Makingen lagok ele mi kabar bello. Kokoib tuguk kabisa, kobut tugosiek ak koib tuguk chechang nebo kwong'ut. Ak kotesta sataka kora. Makingen any kele kiburtoy ano en Kabusa en Ang'ata jumla. Makingen kabisa. Kiib mbarenik, kobut korik, ibe mainik, ibe ngokenik, tuga, nego, konde karisiek. Tesetai ne nguni. Makingen any. Osarundechon any.
Kounoton kokoito kurset koityi president nebo emoni governor nebo county nebo Narok Patrick Ole Ntutu en kwenutab kandoik alak koriren ichek ak kotelelsi ofisaechoton mwaat kele tindo neregek kot mising kosibkei ak nekiterchin ak alak en meng'ik en kasarta nekisibi kiagik chemwaat kele kikakichor en kebeberaton. Kong'eten Ang'ata Barigoi en county nebo Narok, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Albert Tonui.
Ak en kasaratan ko kakomuch kokoito somet MP nebo Kilgoris Julius Ngole koityi ministrin nebo ribetab kalyet en emet orit komach inendet kiaror kotinygei ak kabokyinosik chekotestai kotokyi ribikab kalyet meng'ik chebo komosta nebo Ang'ata Barigoi.
Go on, Honorable Sunkuli.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding insecurity at Ang'ata Barigoi in Kilgoris constituency. Honorable Speaker, on or about the 20th of June and 21st of June 2026, a livestock theft incident was reported in the neighboring Kuria East constituency where a cow was taken by individuals alleged to have originated from Ang'ata Barigoi. The thieves were then pursued by officers from the anti-stock theft unit station who were unable to apprehend the suspects. Following the unsuccessful pursuit, the officers instead confiscated cattle belonging to members of the local community. Unfortunately, during this operation, a confrontation arose between the residents and the police officers, resulting in the death of an officer attached to the anti-stock theft unit. Honorable Speaker, following the incident, the security officers are alleged to have subjected residents of the area to indiscriminate acts of violence and intimidation. Residents of Angata Barigoi, particularly those from Kabusa and Kaptembwet and Ngandalel villages, have been living in fear due to the violence being meted out against them by the officers. There has been indiscriminate beating up of people, looting of their property in their shops and houses, and in some cases, acts of sexual violence. There are also reports that the residents continue to be exposed to such violence, with houses being set ablaze, thereby making the matter an urgent and critical one. This raises serious concerns regarding the conduct of the security officers, particularly the apparent use of collective punishment against innocent residents, contrary to the principles of the rule of law and due process. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, the circumstances surrounding the livestock theft incident, the death of the anti-stock theft unit officer, and measures being taken to investigate the case and to apprehend the suspects. 2, the reasons for the alleged confiscation of livestock belonging to members of the local community, and an indication on when the livestock will be returned to the innocent residents. And 3, the measures being taken to ensure the protection of the residents, restoration of law and order, and the prevention of further violations of human rights in the affected areas. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Noton ko MP nebo koning'ate ng'atutik nebo Kilgoris Julius Nguli komache kearor kotiengei ak kosisiet nekitestai ketokyin meng'ik chebo Ang'ata Barigoi nemwaat kele isuldoe noton obsek choton chebo ribetab kalyet. Kotakemiten komosaton kokakomongei alak eng kandoikab Ang'ata Barigoi en Transmara County nebo Narok ak kosom serikali kotelel yautikab musetab kalyet ak chorsetab kiagik nekotestai keborionji en komosaton. Kabinton en kasarta noibokyi komosaton chorikab kiagik akoget kiagik akomwaat kele katoige terchinet en kebeberatan ole magat en nguni kikimit ribetab kalyet keistoengei kobetetab kiagik koboto kora kobetetab sobonwek.
Kondochin neki MCA nebo Ang'ata en county nebo Narok Gabriel Mibei meng'ichoton kang'ololji ketesioni en taonitab Bomet komwa ichek kole nyolu en serikali kocheng walutiet nebo kipchulyo en yautik chebo chorsetab kiagik ole karirtaen kandoikab komosoton chekamwa kole mochome kokosi ichek rirekwak ak ofisaekab ribsetab kalyet chekamwa kole moityin kamanut ribsetab sobonwekab biik.
Tesouti ak kesome toretetab humanitarian ak kesome kora biikab human rights obwan Ang'ata kokerchigei. Yasikelelen kityo takekuren nekedemonizen biikab Ang'ata kondo en kanisosiek sibunotin biik. Kakebunu tabusiek chechang kong'eten komi Nyerere bartwak biik en Tanganyika non kokoi bananda. Kakebunu tabusiek tugul chekikemuitechigei lakini kosir inoni en betusiek tugul chekikoyak Ang'ata. Amoche asom kipsigisiek en Eloboi. Tuguchu tesetai en Ang'ata kotaketeni kipsigisindet en elemi. Kitoren kotaketeni kipsigisindet en elemi ng'alek. Amu ogere biik kwok eunote ngoken. Bichu kokibuten korik ko chetinye mbaret netinye title you kila kitu. Lakini nguni matinye lechute. Kikurengei ne en Kenya nguni. Kine namba ata en Kenya. Kisoptosi anan kochob ng'wendut nebo luget. Bakikikasan nwe emotinwek komie, kekas Rwanda komie, kekas emet tugul. Iba kanam ninyo. Tokyin kono Kenya. Ngoita ambita asikari koit konyin asikari akolat tuguk kong'om nego kokerok lok. Leine sabonda. Okot arab Ruto president nebo Kenya leine sabonda nyin yon kere biik kikinyolile kabila. Ngot komiani komoiseb sikisiekab Ang'ata ketibot. Kikiyai tuyet nekibo tarehe 1 nekibo peace keyoen police station nebo Ang'ata. Lakini kinam tuyet kekwer twain 500 meters komi kandoik chebo kalyet. akebore kobois asikari komong asikari kole matinye risasinik akotakat tuga bokolaki koba.
Kosom President Dr. William Ruto kochutyi akoter kabokchinosiek chokoyai ofisaekab ripsetab kalyet en komosoton nekamwa kole nyolu kocheng chorikab kiagik kosir kobokyi meng'atosiekab biik akobutyi ichek korikwak ole kamwa ine kole togu komoche serikali kouto meng'ikab komosoton en imbarenikwak en oret nemoisib ng'atutik.
Kimoe kesob president kabisa kotonon Ruto nekechome nea lakini mokingen kele tuguchu ikapsichu kobunu ano. Bunu ano ikaps ak kelelen kitinye utaratibu nebendi channels. DC nekokitindoi kokoripoten kole kilel kasi karit. En investigation kaba koker ile kimwoktogei bichu ak ile positions nekimi bichu tugul. Ko statement nekomwa DC kole kilelgei bichu. Amun saisiek chekochoretwa biik ak saisiek chekotuitos asikarichu konome boriet komemi chorik. Maboris biikab ang'ata tugul amabanganchi boriet. Kit nekimoche kityo serikali komwoe ngot komoche kouto biikab ang'ata komwa ne mosir kobar biik ak kokochin hasara. Nguni keng'olole kiboe ne bichon koke subjecten to abject poverty, completely abject poverty nekokrieteni serikali.
Kasom ichek kandoik kobun komosoton kokosyi ichek rirekwak.
Kokityem kandoik chechok chebo Narok kebirchi MP Sunguli koesio koib simoit, kebirchi governor Patrick Ole Ntutu chito necham kechome koesio koib simoit, kebir chito nebo Tongoyo ne chairman nebo security en Kenya mzima en parliament koesio koib simoit, kele ningerwochin chechok chebo gaa kebirchi majority leader Haron Cheruyot koesio konam simoit kokisirchi messages, kebirchi chito nebo chairman nebo defense Honorable Koech koesio koib simoit, kebirchi Isaac kimwechin yono kiib sisekab ang'ata.
Kong'eten county nebo Bomet logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Kakonde siyet President William Ruto Finance Bill nebo kenyitab 2026 koik ng'atutiet ole kamwa kole mamiten keberta age tugul en emoni nekitaboni en pcheetab chepkondok choton miten en budget nebo kenyini.
Every part of Kenya, irrespective of how they voted, irrespective of who they are, irrespective of the past, will benefit from the development of our nation. And that no part of Kenya, no region of Kenya, no section of Kenya, no community of the Republic of Kenya, no religious persuasion will be left behind. That we are going to move together. Together, we must reject propaganda. We must reject misinformation. We must reject disinformation. We must reject fake news. We must reject insults. We must reject hate. We must reject ethnic bigotry and profiling. And we must reject division. I therefore call upon all Kenyans to remain united, confident, and focused on our shared purpose. Let us continue to work together, to build together, and to move forward together. To every farmer feeding the nation, every entrepreneur building a business, every worker striving for a better life, every young person pursuing opportunity, and every family seeking dignity and security, this budget is yours.
Kakotyakta kapkirwok nebo Nakuru MP nebo Kuresoi North Alfred Mutai nokakinam polis kotinygei ak chemarget nekibit en komosta nebo Nyota en wikit nekosirtoi. Kaesio kapkirwok somet kobun polis koboto kora prosecution chekamache kotakeker Mutai en ketesietab polis en kasarta nebo betusiek 11 asikomuktechi ichek kowong chikilisiet.
Kokakiitita kapkirwok MP nebo Kuresoi North Alfred Mutai en lelutiet nebo kele kitinygei inendet ak chemarget nekibit en sukulit nebo Umoja Tulwet nemiten warditab Nyota en Kuresoi North en kasarta nekibo Youth Empowerment. En kapkirwok ko makimuch keyotyi kirwogutik mutai kobaten kosom komosto nebo police ak prosecution koker kole kakiker mutai en kasarta nebo betusiek 21 asikomuktochi ichek kowong chikilishet.
And it is our wish, Your Honor, our prayer, that the respondent be kept within the police custody for the stated period of time. As we conduct the investigations.
Akot kounoton ko koesio ogiliek chebo mutai somonoton kobun komosto nebo police.
The people of Polisoi North will suffer because of detention and incarceration of their elected member of parliament on such flimsy ground. Anytime he's called, he has informed me he is ready and willing to appear before any police officer anywhere, even at the police post near his home. He will still appear there if he is summoned because he is a person who respects the law. With those, I pray that you dismiss the application, but Mr. Biko will sum it up.
Kokonut tilenyin komwa kapkirwok kole ityokto mutai en cash bail nebo silingishek 50,000 ak bond nebo 100,000 ak ang'at inendet koitita ofisisiek chebo DCI en kila Jumatatu, kastab somok ak kastab mut agoi kowongei betusiek 21.
Seeking orders to detain the respondent for 21 days is hereby dismissed. The respondent shall be released on bond of Kenya shillings 100,000 with one surety of similar amount. In the alternative, and without prejudice, he will be released. Respondent shall be released on a cash bail of Kenya shillings 50,000. And in that one, I also add that he also provide us with a contact person.
Awekyi kongoi ogiliek chebo mutai kapkirwok en mwaet kole maiyan ichek keboisien kosuldaen terchinosiek chebo bolotet.
Kokimi kotini kong'eten amut kongenam mheshimiwa Mutai akoi ra betugul ko kokimi yu. Ako en nguni ko kakityach inendet akot ngandan kakikochi inendet cash bail ko kokwo gaa ako kakomuch kwo gaa sibakoyai kasit nebo raia nekikochi raia mandate noton nekikikochi kotononchi biikab Kuresoi North ako inendet ko mwakilishi nebo biikab Kuresoi North in parliament.
The court declined to grant the prosecution's application where they sought 21 days to continue to detain Mr. Mutai on trumped up charges. So today, on my side, I could say that it is a win to the Constitution, it is a win to the rule of law. Kenya is not a banana republic like other countries.
Kong'eten county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
Kakobor kaimetab kei katuiyetab kei nebo Bishop chebo kanisetab Catholic noton ko Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops KCCB akobo namwa kole atebosiek chemeyonotin chekamwa kole kokotestai koba barak missing eng kwenutab biikab emet.
Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Agenge en yautik chekokoib kobit kaimetab kei en emetab Kenya konekit ko nebo kambakosiek cheisuldoen kipsomaninik chekokoib belsetab sukulisiek. Kamwa kandoichoto kole makat koityi komonut neo sigik boisiet nebo kotingonetab lagokwak amat kometochi boisionoto konetik ichegen.
We unequivocally condemn all acts of violence and destruction that threaten the safety of learners and educators. Schools are centers of imparting value-based education, not violence in any form. It is in schools that children learn to be keepers of one another. We need the parents to better understand and play their important role of parenting even within the school systems. Unfortunately, many parents have abandoned this critical role, letting the social media and peer influence take over.
Agenge kora en yautik cheikoib kobit neregek cheechen eng kwenutab kandoikab dini ko nebo kabokchinoshek chesuldoen chelesosiri eng kanisosiek. Kotiengei KCCB konyolu koyai polis chikilisiet nekim asikenai ak kenam biik chekitinygei ak yautik chotok boto nekibit eng kaniset nebo All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi.
If what we saw in All Saints Cathedral, Nairobi, is anything to go by, where a meeting was disrupted by goons who were so confident as to even threaten the policemen present, a grave danger awaits us. We demand that the Inspector General of Police conduct a swift, transparent investigation to unmask, arrest, and prosecute the individuals who execute these attacks and their sponsors. We urge all Kenyans, including our young people, to continue behaving responsibly with respect for the dignity of human life and property.
En kasarata kokakobit kurset en seretab emoni konde tai chametabgei ak magutikab biikab emet en tetutik chetinyegei ak miondab Ebola. Kotiengei KCCB komayanat kotestai serikali ak teksetab ketesiet en Laikipia nekinyoen biik chebo emetab Marekani chekibwotyin kotindoi Ebola. Nitok kosubkei ak nekamwa kole magei ng'alalet anan keib keretab biikab emet komakitil kelumda ketesionotok.
This initiative has been imposed on Kenyans without adequate public consultation, parliamentary oversight, or transparent disclosure of the terms governing this arrangement. Clearly, there is an inherent threat to life of Kenyan citizens that must be addressed because we will be importing a deadly disease.
Tuget nebo kandoik chebo kanisetab Catholic en emetab Kenya noto the Conference of Catholic Bishops of en emet nebo Kenya kongololi akobo tetutik ak tuguk chetestai en emetab Kenya mising kongololi icheket akobo kambakosiek chetetat keyai en betut nebo kwang'wan kasi nebo wikini choto chebo kabwatetab biik chekibie sobonwek en kambakosiek chekibo Gen Z en kenyit nekibo 2024 mache icheket kekonyit sabet nebo kimugulmet ak mising kora keyai ng'alalet asikomuch kekirinda koimutik cheterter chetestai kobune bororietab emetab Kenya. Machilil sigik ak ichek amu kakimach icheket koek chemiten tai en kotikonet ak kandochinet nebo lagokwak asikoek biik chetinye sabet nekararan akoek biik chekitiengei en betusiek chebwone. Victor Korir, Kass TV, Nairobi.
Victor Korir, magat kowal atebosiek kipsomaninik chemiten en high school asimakikerchi sang en tetutikab serikali en betusiek chebwone. Niton kosubkei ak director nebo somanet en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Isaac Kipkosgei namwa kole kotestai ak yautik choton kipsomaninik cheboto beletab sukulisiek komuch manyor baronok chebo kamanut cheboto noton nebo certificate of good conduct.
Kakokoito kateunet ofisayat neo nebo somanet en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Isaac Kipkosgei koityi kipsomaninik chetete kosuldae yautikab kambakosiek ak belsetab sukulisiek kole kipchini kakwautik chekimen chebo ng'atutik. Kong'ololi eng sukulitab Sergoit Comprehensive School nemite Keyo North komwa director noto bo somanet kole magat eng kipsomaninik tugul kosub atebosiek chemiach ak kogiljigei tetutikwak chebo somanet kuye magat.
Serikali wanasema ukipata wewe una misbehave kwa shule unatumwa nyumbani, ama kama utumwi nyumbani you will be arrested. Hata kama uko na miaka 3 unaenda cell unapitia due process ya discipline na hizo vitu ya kotini, na hapo wakati hata ukifanya mtihani upite vizuri hata upate ka A yako uende university, life will be still difficult because kuna ile barua ambayo inaitwa good conduct kutoka kwa polisi. Wazazi, good conduct is a very important document kwa CVs ya watoto wetu. Na kama mtoto amekanyaga polisi for one reason or another, hiyo good conduct haitapatikana kama iko safi. Itaitwa bad conduct. Na wewe mtoto atakosa kuelekea penye anafaa aelekewe. So let us be disciplined students. Wazazi tuwaongeleshe watoto wetu wakuwe discipline.
Logoiwek chotok koikochi tiet rubeiwotab Governor eng County nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Professor Grace Cheserek nekasom sigik koboisie kasari nebo kamung'et anan half term akotikon lagokwai kotomo kowektage sukul. Kaikimit komwa Cheserek kole mamakat eng sigik kotabangei ak lagokwai amu notok kit nekiwekta let atebetab lagok eng sukul.
Be a good role model to your child. Sasa unaambia mtoto usifanye hivi na wewe mwenyewe unafanya vile. So these children, they are angels. Out of primary na JSS, they are angels. Their hearts are very clean. Sisi wasasi ndio tunawafanya wakuwe better people ama tutawa haribu hapo mbele. So wasasi, mimi nikiwa mmoja wao, let us take responsibility. Let us take our responsibility very well. Knowing that huyu mtoto hawezi kaa na wewe milele. You only have this child after 22, 23. Akimaliza university. Akienda polytechnic aende 1 year, 2 years.
Kong'ete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Kagomongei kibagengeisiek chebo dini noto boto Inter-Religious Council of Kenya koboto nebo Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops akokon kurset en biikab emetab Kenya mising ko serikali kokimit kondit nekikochin sobetab kimugulmet. Kamwa kandoikab kibagengeisiek choton kole mayanat kotestai kabetetab sobonwek kobun chemargosiek chebitu eng kasarta nebo kambagosiek.
According to the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, at least 60 young Kenyans were killed, more than 80 were abducted, and countless others were injured or remain missing to this day.
Betusiek tutikin komait tarik 25 nebo arawani ole miten tetutik chetindoi alak en kandoik ak biikab emet nebo koyai kambagosiek kokakobit kurset nebo kobit kalyet asimabit kabetetab sobonwek anan ko ng'emetab malik.
On this second anniversary, we the faith communities of Kenya stand together as one voice to remember the fallen, to stand with the bereaved, and to call our nation to the path of truth, justice, and enduring peace. We speak not as partisans, but as shepherds of communities across every county, every faith, every tribe, bowed by a shared conviction that human life is sacred and that a nation that forgets its fallen has lost its moral compass.
As Kenyans prepare to commemorate the second anniversary of June 25th, Inter-Religious Council of Kenya urges all demonstrators, organizers, and security agents alike to uphold the values of peace, dignity, and restraint. Article 37 of Kenya's Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to assemble and demonstrate peacefully. This right is sacred.
En komostanywan komwa kandoikab kanisetab Catholic kole manyolu kotestai kosisige serikali kasarta netestai kibete sobonwek ole kamach kobit ng'alalutik chetokyingei kecheng kosyinet akobo tokyinetab bororiet.
This respect for the dignity of life must have its foundation in the listening to all the voices of Kenyans, young and old alike. All must listen. The government, the judiciary, the parliament, the counties, the parents, cooperates, and even religious leaders. The lives of all Kenyans matter, not only the lives of the high and mighty.
En kasaratak kobor boiboiyet kandoinatetab IRCK en kakwautik chekoib serikali chetokyingei kikochi kakeranet biik chekibet biikwak en chemargosiek chekikobit en emoni. Kamwa ichek kole nitok ko taunetab banda netokyingei kobit kalyet ak tilyandit nemie.
IRCK believes that sustainable peace is built on foundations of inclusive governance, economic opportunity, and a government that is genuinely responsive to its citizens. As we mark this anniversary, we encourage all stakeholders, government, civil society, the private sector, and faith communities to engage constructively on the shared goal of reducing the burden of living that many ordinary Kenyans continue to carry.
We welcome and commend the government's commitment to financial compensation for families affected by the protests. And we encourage all those who qualify to engage the relevant authorities to access these benefits.
Victor Korir, Kass, Nairobi.
Kakotoi kibagengeit nebo Kass nebo walet noton nebo syllabus chebo sukulisiekab musoknotet en emoni en kotorchinet nebo keker kele kanyor kipsomaninik naet ak kakuyet neo missing en somanet missing koek kasarta netiengei emoni missing ko somanet noton nekineti lagok en chongindo keboisien oret noton nebo kasari.
Kamwa PS netonondochin somanet nebo musoknotet en emoni Dr. Esther Mworia kole walet nebo syllabus chebo sukulisiekab musoknotet en emoni ko agenge en kakwautiet neo nebo keker kele kakikanapta somanet en sukulisiechoto koboto kemong kipsomaninik chetinye naet neo en kit nekisomonji en sukulisiechoto bo musoknotet.
When we hear that KASNEP wants to have micro-credentials where we are training these young people to be able to be excellent in a certain space, so that whenever they go, therefore, outside there to certain institutions, or they can be able to transform those institutions very pragmatically because they have been well polished in a certain area of training. Or even when they go and start their own enterprises, which is what we are encouraging, then they will be able to move with those enterprises very well because KASNEP will have crafted them in the business areas very, with exactness.
Kaikimit Dr. Mworia kole akot ngandan kikotestai sukulisiekab musoknotet kokoito somanet en kasarta nekoi en emet ko kitomo kelitit oret nekibendi keboisie asikeker kele kaitorchi kimnatet kipsomaninik kit newendi koiku ichek ng'omutik kasarta nekamong en sukul.
We have been training and educating young people in this country for many years. We are all aware. But which is the niche that we have been missing? We have been missing that niche where we craft our young people with exactness and they are able to do what they are required to do by the changing world with the exactness that is required.
Koboto ke Dr. Mworia ak Samantha Kiburi, Director nebo KASNEP, koboto Professor Nicholas Letting kobun KASNEP ak Charles Koech, Principal nebo Eldoret National Polytechnic chekamwa ichek kole kakoit kasarta nebo kekimit walet en somanet nebo musoknotet en emoni.
And what we're committed to is continuous learning. You can't graduate and then that's it. The world is changing so rapidly. You need avenues and opportunities to really learn different things and allow you to, like she said, have a niche, have a proper understanding of a specific sector so that whether there's a job or not, once you have that qualification, you're really able to get into that sector and actually make it and change it.
We are also giving an update to all our stakeholders regarding the syllabuses review, major syllabuses review, and also to launch accredited training institutions.
And during this function, the Eldoret National Polytechnic will also be branded as a Center of Excellence by KASNEP. And we believe that this partnership will be able to unlock even greater opportunities for both our trainees and our staff.
Kong'eten kanaset nebo Eldoret en county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV, kanenyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Kakotaban Stanbic Holdings chepkondok kesire silingisiek bilion 133 asikeboisien en kasuldaetab mung'aret en emoni ak emetab South Sudan ole choton komiten barak ngekerchin ak silingisiek 19 chekakitobonji en kenyit noton nekibo tai.
In the last year, trade facilitation by the bank was in excess of 133 billion shillings. That's $1 billion of trade in trade finance only, just to enable that capability, supporting more than 5,750 businesses across the cross-border enterprises. So that's just one part of what you do. But behind those numbers are real businesses expanding into the markets, building new income streams, building resilience, hiring people, creating jobs, And in my view, if a business cannot move goods, access funding on time, settle their payments predictably in the markets, that growth momentum generally stalls in our markets, no matter how strong the opportunity is in the market that you operate in. And that's why trade, in my view, really matters. In the World Bank conversations, the biggest conversation is that Africa must trade more within itself, increase, and which is the ACFTA conversations, to be able to create more opportunities in our markets.
At a time when the world faces growing economic uncertainty, climate pressure, and widening inequalities, institutions that chose to place sustainability at the heart of their business model demonstrate real leadership. What stands out in this report is not only the numbers, but the intention behind them. A commitment to building an economy that is more inclusive, more resilient, and more sustainable for future generations.
Kakotoi kokoito kanetisiet kampunit nebo tuget noto nebo NCBA Insurance koityi neranik ak kipsomaninik chemokyingei konyor naet kotinygei ak mung'aret netinyegei ak tuget. Ole kaisuldae noton koityi kibagengeit nebo University of Nairobi Insurance Students Association en igorta nebo kenyitab 2026 annual dinner nekakiyai en makawet agenge en yutet Nairobi.
The opportunity to raise the insurance penetration level to the levels of banking or even the penetration of mobile phones represents a big opportunity for any insurance practitioner in this country. Secondly, we have just enacted the Insurance Professionals Act. It was enacted last year that lays down the framework for how it is that insurance professionals will be accredited, how they will be recognized, and how the process of training them and ensuring that the standards for regulating this industry are set will provide an excellent framework that will now push insurance professionals to the same level of recognition and appreciation as other professionals in this country. So I'd say the insurance opportunity is great, and we're just about to see it rise to the level of other professions. They need to be curious and develop the level of curiosity to the extent that they're always asking, what if, why, what are the next steps?
Kakolumda kampunit nebo Lumida kokoitoet nebo rabisiek chebo mung'aret asikomuch kokimit ak kobarait chemung'arainik en tetutikwak chebo kosuldaen icheket boisionik chebo bandab tai. Kamwa ofisayat neo anan Chief Operations Officer Lorraine Mutambirwa kole noton ko oret agenge nebo kikochi chamchinet ak kamuget neranik nebo kosuldaen mung'aret.
There's a lot of ambition in Kenya, a lot of strong businesses that don't have the right financial partner. So it's often really difficult for MSMEs to access funding because of the requirements. And our product makes it very easy to access. We dedicate a relationship officer to each client because that is really important for their journey. And we disperse our loans really quickly. And one of the biggest things that we're doing is to make sure that we're walking a journey with the client. So every loan that they take, we are growing with them. And over time, we also try to reward our clients so that they have better rates, more money, and funds accessible to them.
The digital credit provider has become a key part of the Kenyan economy. We're now lending almost 110 billion shillings a year. I think this year DCPs will lend close to 200 billion shillings.
Kakobarasta kampunit noton nebo Opalnet netinyegei ak aldaetab tuguk kobun LG kole en nguni kokomuch komong tuguk chemuch anan chekokichor oliet en takyinetab koboibochi icheket kenyisiek 14 yetab ngotoi icheket kasuldaetab mung'aret. Kamwa kole noton kora komuktechin kastomaek koboibochi ureriet noton nebo World Cup koboisien televisions choton chebo LG.
When Opalnet started with LG 14 years ago, we only had one showroom, which is where we are standing at Kenral Towers, Ring Road. And over the 14 years, we have expanded our locations to 8 locations, which are across Nairobi and Mombasa. And we are going to expand in the next 6 months to more new locations over Rift Valley and Nyanza province. We don't have accessibility to our products in some of the regions in Kenya. We can only access our products through hyper channels or our dealers. But to make this easier, we have a very robust digital e-commerce platform where somebody from any corner of Kenya can purchase. And the good thing is we deliver for free and we even install for free.
We are in a very great season. This is the season for world football. And there's a great tournament going on in the US. So in addition to the price discounts that we are offering to the customers, we actually thought that as DSTV is the official broadcaster for this season, so we decided to partner with them to create value to the customers. So the games are actually very late at night, and the customers actually would prefer to watch these games at the comfort of their houses. So we thought these are great value to offer to the customers in addition to the discounts that we're offering.
It has been an extraordinary journey, so of partnership and filled with growth. So Panet has been able to position our G brand in the market, making sure we are serving across our different retail channel, distributing our G product across the traditional market, modern market, also as well as online. So, and they have been instrumental in our G journey in making sure we position ourselves as #1 brand in the Kenyan market.
Chitab Kalenjin ko choton ko logoiwekab emet chekaimuch kaitun eng ketesiet noton neichome nebo Kass TV kobaten ibwat ile eng komalo ketou tetutiet noton neitun eng betutab raini kimoche kustingong akobo bandaptai noton nebo neranik ako tingong noton ketindoi MCA nekikitoror kobun county nebo Uasin Gishu nekonyitot Evelyn Cherop koboto kora Evans Rono ine ko nebo ng'echeret Rift Youth Leadership Network kenai kele tos ne boroinwek choton chebitunotin en nguni en kwenutab neranik metwaige kiweksei en komalo.